Hey, welcome back to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online, and if you'd like to know the price, simply click on the links in the description below. We'd greatly appreciate if you'd purchase your next watch from us at JazzTime.com. Today we'll be taking a look at the Vacheron Constantin Overseas. This one, the reference number 2305V/100A-B078. Now that's quite a mouthful. It's basically the Overseas self-winding, widely considered to be a ladies' watch, 37 millimeters in size, all steel, minus the fact that there are 88 diamonds around this bezel with a, what they call a pink, or I believe it's a, what is this called? The beige pink dial. Now, a very interesting name for the color of this dial, but I digress. I'll cover that a little bit more in a moment, but I'll be going over all of the aspects of this watch: the case, the bezel, the dial, the crown functions, as well as the movement, and the bracelet, and I'll be giving you my thoughts on these throughout this video. So starting off with the case, 37 millimeters, it's the highest possible end of the mid-size watch. So from 2 to 8 o'clock position, same as what you get from the 10 to 4 o'clock position. That's the diameter 37 millimeters of this case. You have a 10.8 millimeter thickness, so it will slide very nicely under any suit cuff and definitely any jacket sleeve. Again, you have a full stainless steel construction here, all high polish along the sides there, with a nice satin brush finish going down the front with a bevel as well. Also a nice high polish, gives it a nice interesting sort of semi-modular, but also a very cohesive look in the way that it's presented with at least the case. The bezel itself has like a couple layers on it, the top layer being basically hand placed with 88 diamonds all regularly placed. As you can see as I move it in my light box here, they're lined up incredibly precisely. All 88 diamonds, hand set of course, with the second bezel underneath with a sort of like a concentric satin brush finish to it. So you have a sort of mixture of textures in different directions here, all sort of working together in concert, making a very, very beautiful presentation. Interestingly enough, we have what they call a beige pink dial. Now, those are two colors that I would never really have guessed that would ever mix, but I would say this is sort of like the pink that you would see under the shade of a sakura tree in full bloom in spring, say in Japan, for example. But it's quite an interesting and warm tone color, something that will definitely stand out against a dark set of clothing, dark dress, for example, or, you know, fitting very very perfectly with a very light set of dress. But either way, you have all these applied index markers with super luminova. Let me turn out the lights here so you can see the luminescence, if my camera would like to focus. There we go. It has almost a blue tint to it, but definitely still mostly green or aquamarine to its color scheme there. Quite good in the color contrast mode there when we're taking a look at the luminescence versus the dial color. But you know, in low light situations, that's all you're going to see. The hour and minute hands all loomed as well. And take a look at the 9 o'clock. It's shorter. That's because it needs to accommodate the small seconds. If my camera would like to focus, there we go. The small seconds hand ticking away constantly. There's no hacking seconds function there, but the hands basically, when you're telling time, you're only really referring to the hours and minutes anyway, and the small seconds there, that's just for a general reference so that you know how to set the watch. And speaking of which, setting the watch is rather easy. Unwind the crown at the 3 o'clock position. This allows you to wind the watch at the base position for the crown. So about 20 to 30 full winds gets you to the full power reserve. Rather simple there. Pull the crown out to the next and only position, only other position. This allows you to move the minute hand and by extension the hour hand as well. The seconds hand still continues to go, and you can't use that sort of trick that you can use with Patek Philippe movements where you can place a little bit of pressure backwards. It doesn't stop that second, so it will just keep going on. So you'll have to use your best judgment and your absolute mad skills to basically place that minute hand precisely wherever it needs to go. Press it back in and Also, screw the crown back in tightly against the case to ensure the water resistance of this watch. The water resistance, by the way, is 150 meters below sea level, so this is definitely farther, much further than surface swimmable, something that you can definitely take, to the deep end of the swimming pool. You can take this out to the ocean. Just don't go deep diving with it, but you're pretty much good in pretty much 99% of all scenarios, so you're very good and covered there. The sapphire crystal, slightly domed, as you can see, the way that it works with the light. My lighting panel is actually fully straight there, so the slight curvature does give it an interesting look there in other lighting situations, but otherwise you won't really notice it all that much. Gives the sun ray or sunburst type of patterning there a very good look as well. Now, what makes all this work on the inside? Let me pull up my notes here. It's the caliber 5300, made in-house by Vacheron Constantin, of course. Let me open up the bracelet here so you can see it a little bit better. We have the 5300 self-winding movement, 4 millimeters thick, in total 128 parts, 31 of them being jewels, with a 22 karat yellow gold rotor spinning in there to make it basically wind automatically. You have 44 hours of power reserve with the hallmark of Geneva on there, 28,800 vibrations per hour or 4 hertz. So basically you have the full potential breadth of what is possible with mechanical watches in terms of the frequency and the precision. It gives you the hours, minutes, and small seconds for the functionality, and that's all you really need here. All right, so while I'm zoomed out here, you can basically see that this is the Overseas bracelet, all satin brush finish on the outside, at least for these links, but a slight high polish on the sort of like in-between portions there. It gives it a nice, interesting glow to the bracelet, as you can see the way that it reflects the light. Gives it a very distinct look as well, aside from just the shape alone. All right, and taking a look here at the bracelet, it's a double deployment symmetrical bracelet. I still have the factory stickers on here, no need to take them off, but also basically you have the double deployment buttons here. It won't pull open on accident. It's very, very secure. You have to press on both sides to deploy it. And if you take a look at the inner workings here, you have to physically move the inside in order for it to actually deploy. So it's actually very safe and very secure from Vacheron Constantin. Again, all stainless steel in its construction here. But also there's another thing about this clasp that most people don't actually cover. Now, this is the little comfort extension here. You can actually literally just physically pull it outward. And if you need to, you can just deploy one side or the other side, whichever makes it more comfortable for you, or you can just deploy both if you so desire. That basically allows you to continue wearing the watch. If you have the watch sized perfectly to your wrist, you can just pull this outward to give yourself a little bit more breathing space if you really need it. All right, and while I'm here, I'll try it on my wrist once more. 7 inches is the size of my wrist, the circumference at least. And the 37 millimeter case size here is actually very fitting for a watch of my size, or for a wrist of my size rather. So 7 inches, if your wrist is 7 inches, I can highly recommend this, even down to maybe even 5.5 inches. And you do have that option there. It's a very good option from Vacheron Constantin. Looking here down the barrel of the wrist here, tiny bit of space under the lugs. The case stays rather flat, so if you have a more flat wrist than a round wrist than I do, it will sit very nicely, nice and flush. If you have a round wrist, no problem. Extra breathability is always good. Basically, zero tolerance among these links means it will never pinch your skin, won't pull hairs out, always feels nice and comfortable, and the stainless steel bracelet here gives it a very good sense of breathability as well. Taking one last look here at the face of the watch, you do have a very, very interestingly beautiful and warm color tone to the style, if my camera would focus. Kind of an interesting color. It's sort of the coolest of warm colors, if that makes any sense at all. It's a very dark pink, but the subtlety here is where it really shines through, because again, it really reminds me of sitting under a sakura tree in full bloom. Very, very beautiful indeed. And I would actually wear this. This is actually quite nice. But not only do you have the stainless steel bracelet as it comes factory, but you also have other options. You also have rubber and leather straps, alligator leather straps, should you so desire to dress it up, dress it down, or, you know, have a nice luxurious look to, or even formal feel to your watch. You have these options. These come factory as a brand new watch, and you can actually replace these by yourself. Just pull this little trigger underneath and it just detaches nice and easy. You have that ability to do so without having to take it to a dealer or your local shop and risk getting it, you know, scratched here and there. And it clips in very nice and secure as well. It won't ever come off on accident. So very, very good from Vacheron Constantin, something that a lot of watchmakers don't do. And even, you know, among the Holy Trinity, this one being one of them versus Patek Philippe and Audemars Piguet, this is a very rare thing to actually provide all the straps to dress it up and down. So something to consider when you're shopping around. Consider Vacheron Constantin a very good candidate for your next watch. So if you'd like to purchase this watch, just go to our website and the link down below to jazztime.com. Links in the description where you can get it for the lowest possible price anywhere online. Be sure to hit the like button, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification so you can be notified when we go live with another video like this one. As always, if you'd like to purchase this watch, you can get it from us at jazztime.com. Once more, the link is in the description below. Get it for the lowest possible price anywhere online. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you in the next one.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.